Hello, it's the first week of September. It's the Wednesday, which means it's the first day our Year 12s have been in doing lessons. And I was really happy to meet my new Year 12 group that are going to be doing media studies for the next 2 years. Seems like a lot of really friendly, lovely people in there. And so, yeah, it was really great to meet them. And obviously, I've got to see some old familiar faces. My Year 13's returning today as well. Now, this is a new term, new year. Obviously, everyone starts with great promise and sets themselves lots and lots of promises that they will do new stuff. And so I'm going to try and record a few video blogs this year about the media, obviously. I did consider doing it as a straightforward blog, but typing and so on and so forth might take quite a while. So I thought vlogs would be the quickest way of going about this. So, what am I going to talk about today? Well, I think just to carry on from a conversation that I had with my Year 12s about social media, we were discussing the importance of social media, potentially the effect it has on self-identity. That seemed to dominate the conversation, was really interesting. A lot of points being made about how it's a tool for freedom of expression. It allows people to reveal more about their identity. But of course, the counterpoint to that is the potential dangers of social media, how it has an impact on people's aspirations, unrealistic sort of beliefs in themselves, or unrealistic aspirations as well, that can maybe lead to mental health issues. There was another counter argument to suggest that, well, actually, mental health problems have always existed amongst young people, and actually, perhaps social media is more of a symptom of that than perhaps its cause, and that maybe social media can be a force for good when it comes to talking about and breaking down stigmas around social media. So it was a really lively, healthy conversation about the nature of social media, and students seemed to be really honest about that, so I really enjoyed that first media debate that we had. I want to sort of take that on a little bit, but also combine it with perhaps something that I've noticed over the past few weeks since we've been on holiday. Now, whilst hopefully we were all relaxing and enjoying some time off, one thing that you can't ignore is the news cycle, particularly if you are interested in the media or a media teacher like myself. Of course, the news cycle has been dominated by the election of Boris Johnson as Prime Minister, or election by the Conservative Party members that made Boris Johnson Prime Minister, and the ongoing negotiations and discussions and, let's face it, the drudgery of Brexit. Now, the reason why I want to combine those things is one of the conversations that came up today was the nature of social media as a way of delivering news. And again, quite honestly, the students here were quite honest in saying that most of them would say that they got their news from social media. And that led to a bit of a discussion about the pitfalls of that and the advantages and disadvantages, the spread of fake news through social media, but also the fact that it's a very, it is a way in which people are receiving their information about the world. And of course, whenever we see social media criticised by the mainstream media, you don't have to dig too deep to see that they're running scared from this medium, this format. What is interesting for the current political climate, of course, is that social media can also cause these other effects, like a what we call an echo chamber, whereby the people that you follow and that follow you on social media, or that you're friends with in networks such as Facebook, will often reflect the views that you have, that will be like-minded. If they're your friends, then you probably have similar attitudes towards the world. Not always, but more than likely. And as a consequence, when they post or share different political stories or news stories, it will often reflect your own views back towards yourself. And so it's quite easy to get caught up in this kind of feedback loop, or what is referred to as an echo chamber. So I just wanted to kind of raise that to add on to the conversation that we'd had earlier today, and to just encourage you to maybe look at your own social media profiles, to look at your perhaps Twitter accounts, Facebook accounts, maybe even Instagram possibly. Do you feel that your own ideologies, your own beliefs, your own views and attitudes, do you feel that they may be reflected back on you quite regularly, and to the point where you're not seeing as many alternative views as you might do normally. Have a little look at that. I would be interested to see whether it happens on Instagram as much as it is on Facebook and Twitter, just simply because I'm not someone who uses Instagram very much. The second thing I'm going to talk about very quickly before I go, maybe on a slightly lighter and more amusing note, is that whilst the drudgery and the kind of painful spiral of Brexit continues to dominate news cycle and therefore our social media feeds as well, one thing that is never in short supply is the amount of memes that arrive because of what's going on at the time. Memes are these excellent, usually visual, sometimes written and visual sort of jokes, if you like, that are kind of repeated with slight differences. And of course, the more up to date, the more current they are, the more sort of cultural cachet they have. As we speak, what is this, Thursday, the 5th of September, whilst the news cycle seems to be moving on quite quickly, the meme that's dominated the past sort of 24 hours, I suppose, is the image of Jacob Rees-Mogg laid across the front bench of the House of Commons on that kind of iconic green leather benches that they have, as he looks utterly bored, listening to the debate that's going on. This image, as obviously people's Photoshop skills has improved, has been used again and again in different ways. Some of these are satirical, making a political point. Some of them are reliant on intertextual references, such as the one that's probably most of you have seen, the Simpsons couch gag, and some of them are just really quite silly as well. So I'll post a couple below this video, yeah, I'd be interested to hear people's thoughts and ideas, and of course if you see any of the Jacob Rees-Mogg memes that I might have missed, then please post them as well. Brilliant. And it was really nice to meet everyone and see everyone again. So until, I'm not going to say tomorrow, but until next time, bye bye.